Well, friends, it has been over 3 years since I hit pause on this podcast. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back. But then I watched the Winter Olympics and I watched Alysa Liu win gold with mental composure that was almost superhuman. And I watched Ilya struggle under crushing pressure and a tragic loss of focus. And I thought about all the athletes that I'm coaching right now, from the young grassroots athletes to those with Olympic-bound goals. And I realized that these conversations are about mental performance, about what it's really like to thrive under pressure. They're more important than ever right now. So I'm back. Welcome to the Anti-Fragile Mindset.
Welcome to the relaunch of the Anti-Fragile Mindset, where you'll be inspired by real people and riveting behind-the-scenes stories of failure and succeeding, rising after falling, and helpful discussions and strategies to build resilience, tips to dial in focus when you need it, and how to develop an anti-fragile confidence. I'm your host, Christine Reeves Beleznay. Here we go.
So, for those who are new here and haven't worked with me yet, let me introduce myself properly. I'm a former professional world's pair skater. I competed and performed in over 22 countries, multiple different shows, from the 80s into the 2000s, that golden era of show skating. I starred in some of the biggest traveling ice shows. I've been in TV, movies like Blades of Glory. Um, and I've also had some pretty incredible transitions in life. When my partnership failed and the spotlight faded, major pivot had to happen. Big life changes had to happen. And then dealing with the mental challenges of life after the curtain closes and the spotlight dims, and the performance ends. And dealing with the mental challenge of that, and then being a single mom after my pair partnership and my who is also my husband, after that marriage failed and I became a single mother. And then one of the best decisions in my life is to decide to um, help others through through their mental challenges and work with high performance athletes, high performance professionals, shifting careers, changes in life, how to get back up after you fall. And so right now I am a high performance mental coach. I'm working with young and Olympic bound athletes across multiple countries. I've also been a figure skating coach, both on ice technical and off ice. And I am also a new author of Glitz and Grit, Beyond the Spotlight. And I'm so proud of this book. It's just out. Um, you can find it pretty much anywhere on Amazon, Indigo Chapters, Barnes and Noble. So please find it, read it, enjoy it, and leave me an honest review. Love to hear what you think. I'm also a proud mom. Um, my son is an athlete who earned an academic and sport university scholarship, and is now a young entrepreneur and partner of a highly successful startup business. So I'm so very proud of him and help to support him any way I can. Um, so I competed at the World Professional Championships in pairs figure skating. But what people don't see is and yes, the that show life and the professional life, it looks very glamorous from the outside. And there's parts of it that are so very glamorous. But what people didn't see is that mental warfare, that the pressure, the body dysmorphia, the perfectionism, and then motherhood on the road and broken marriage and a career that ended. identity crisis, of course, having to deal with that when everything ended. And so, all of this has gone into play, not to mention wanting to help young athletes, professionals, people, high performance people to achieve their goals. That's why I became a mindset coach, because I know what it's like to perform when everything is on the line, and I know what it takes to rebuild when the applause stops, when the curtain closes. So today, I work with those grassroots athletes, Olympic-bound skaters, and other athletes. I help them develop the mental resilience to thrive under pressure, and now I have come back and I am starting this podcast again. Um, and why did I stop? Why am I back? Well, um, honestly, life happens. COVID hit, and like so many people, I had to pivot. Again, my coaching business was devastated. I had to rebuild everything from scratch. And that took all of my time and effort. And kind of when you're in that survival mode, you're trying to keep your business alive. The podcast really had to take a back seat. And, but more than that, I had to shift focus during that difficult time. My son needed me as well, and making sure he thrived through all of that, um, that became the priority. Being present for him, and rebuilding my own life, it mattered more than the time it takes to record podcasts. Yes, I did miss it, but life needed me to pivot. And if I'm being honest, I also felt that I needed new stories. I didn't want to keep repeating myself. I wanted new things to say. I needed to learn more. And so I wanted to go deeper. And I really felt like I needed to write the book, that I needed to write my book first, to get that out there, to process my life, to process my own story before I could continue on helping others with theirs. Yeah. And once I did that, something shifted. I wrote the book, finished it, published it. And in that process, I found new clarity, new perspectives that I didn't have before. My coaching practice is coming back stronger. I'm working with wonderful athletes and helping them prepare for some of the biggest competitions in their life. Young skaters also just at the beginning of their young amateur competitive path. Facing the exact same battles that I faced at both as a young amateur competitor and as a professional para skater. And I realized, yeah, now I've got new stories to tell, and old ones too that I'm looking at in with different perspectives. So, new tools to teach, strategies I'm using every single day, not only for myself but for my athletes that are actually working. Um, and frankly, when I watched the Olympics a few weeks ago, and I saw the mental game play out in real time, Alysa Liu's composure, Ilya's struggle, and then Canada's wonderful breakthrough. I thought I need to be part of this conversation again. And because the conversation about mental performance, mental strength, about what it takes to thrive under pressure, about life after the spotlight fades, or life after you fall or you fail and you have to get back up again, is more important than ever. And I miss it. I miss these conversations. I miss the community. I miss connecting with people who are navigating some of the same battles, who have wonderful stories to tell. And so here we are. I'm back, and I'm back with new perspectives, new stories, tools that I know will help.
So, what do you have to look forward to for the next episode and this coming season? There's so much in the works: expert guests, controversial topics, and discussions around what will happen at Worlds. Each episode will address an aspect of mental training, and I'll leave you with some tips and tools to elevate your mental game. So join me for a great conversation.
And so if you're listening and thinking, I need this. I want you to know that I work with athletes, I work with teams, I work with high performing professionals. I do one-on-one mindset coaching with athletes from grassroots to Olympic level. I work with teams on mental performance workshops. I speak at coaching seminars and conferences. And you would like to work with me, you'd like me to come and speak at your event, please visit my website, www.christinereeves.ca. Let's talk, and I'm here to help. So, if you are a coach or a parent and you want the mental tools to help your athlete handle pressure better, reach out. And so, what's coming up next? What is coming up next? Well, in episode 2, I'm hoping to have a very special guest from the skating community, someone who understands the mental game from both from the commentary side and from all the interviews that they've done and from their own perspective of high performance. We're going to talk about, what happened at the Olympics and what's coming up on World Professionals. Also, behind the scenes and what fans can be watching for. So I won't spoil it yet, but if you're in the skating world, you will definitely know this wonderful person. But if for some reason life happens and it doesn't pan out, don't worry. We're still going to have lots of great conversation. I'm going to be sharing mindset strategies, more stories from the book, and also a whole lot of practical tools that you can use right now. World Championships are at the end of March 24th, I believe, and we're going to be covering the mental side of it, the stories, that you want to know about and that are so relevant right now. That I'm really glad to be back. I've missed this. I've missed these conversations, sharing with you, and the timing is right. The timing's right now. And if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe. Hit the like button so you won't miss an episode. And please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps out the algorithm. It helps this podcast get out to more people. And if you were here 3 years ago, and did you miss me? And I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for your support and thank you for giving me another shot and coming back. Let's build something great together. Let's talk about the mental game. Let's help each other thrive under pressure. So I'm Christine Reeves Beleznay, and this is the Anti-Fragile Mindset. I'll see you next week.